Welcome back. There was so much at stake during this November election. In Jefferson County, voters gave an emphatic no to allowing the county to keep excess tax revenue. In Arapahoe County, voters opposed a measure to raise property taxes to pay for a new jail. Issue 1A was turned down by a 67 to 33% margin. In Douglas County, voters gave the okay to a measure to reallocating a portion of the 1% sales tax to pay for road construction. And in Brighton, residents voted to recall Mayor Ken Kreitzer by more than a 2-to-1 margin. That vote came months after Contact 7 first exposed questionable overcharges on water bills. Now, in Aurora, there was a 5-way race to be mayor, but it really comes down to 2 people, former Congressman Mike Coffman and Omar Montgomery. And as of this taping and going into this weekend, they were separated by just a couple hundred votes, less than 300. And the results could come down to what happens to ballots with signature discrepancies. And joining us is Omar Montgomery, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Some people have already called this race, but you're not ready to go there, are you?
No, I mean, think about it. The night of the election, we were close to 3,000 votes down. Now we're at 273, and we still have to cure ballots. I think we still have a path to victory, and our goal is to make sure that every single vote is counted. So I think we're in a good place to make that happen.
And your team has said you won't concede if that's the case unless every vote is counted.
Every vote has to be counted.
What does that look like?
Well, that looked like curing the ballots that have signature discrepancies, working with Arapahoe County, Adams County, and Douglas County, which all address the election for the city of Aurora. And once we know that all ballots are counted, then from there we could begin to talk about next steps.
Have you and Mike Coffman spoken?
No, we haven't.
Not since election night?
Well, we didn't even speak election night. We didn't concede. We knew we never was going to concede because we knew that there were other ballots out there that needed to be counted.
So no matter the outcome of this race, you've had great success in Aurora. I mean, this is a neck and neck race.
Yes.
What's next if you are not elected mayor?
Hopefully, I'll be back on your show talking about my vision for the city of Aurora. That's number one. But haven't thought about that because if people have been following this campaign, we have one goal. I'm not a career politician. I'm a person that believes that the city of Aurora is a beautiful city and deserves a great mayor, and I feel like I'm that person.
Would Mike Coffman make a good mayor of Aurora?
I don't know Mike Coffman that well, but I will say this. I have nothing bad to say about him. I just feel that my vision is the better vision for the city.
Well, let's talk about the city of Aurora, because right now there are some issues that a lot of people have raised that need to be addressed. Police shootings in Aurora. There's some new video that just came out of a police shooting a man who was in his home. How would you address that? How should that be handled?
There's a few things that we need to talk about. One is transparency. How soon do we let these videotapes out so that we can meet with the community and give them constant updates of what's taking place? Second, we have to hire a new police chief. I worked with Chief Metz. I thought he did a fabulous job. But at the same time, there's still some things we need to do. How do we get rid of those officers who are bad apples on the police force? And at the same time, celebrate the great work our first responders are doing, making sure they're getting paid and have the resources that they need to protect our city, but also working with our community organizations and getting them involved in the process as well. So dealing with incidents like this, we would have meetings outside of City Hall to update the community, let them know each step of what is taking place, and at the same time, we need to have an independent review board as well.
We should mention that Chief Metz has resigned, and I think he's leaving at the end of the year.
Yes.
The other issue is the Immigration Center that a lot of people say should just be shut down. What do you think about that?
That would be my vision, but at the same time, there's a contract there. Transparency on what's going on there, making sure that people are being treated humanely, making sure that everyone is having their due process. That's what America is about. And if we have people there that are stuck there and not receiving due process, not being treated with humanity, then people should speak up for them. And so for me, I do not think a private entity should be involved in the criminal justice process at all. And we have a private entity that's dealing with federal issues as well as local issues. When I went to go visit that facility to make this, to begin to conclude this part, yes, everything looked okay until I saw detainees that were there with people that have been, that had committed a crime. To me, that shouldn't be there. If you're here because you tried to make life better for yourself, you risked everything to become a citizen, let's put them in a separate place so that they can have their due process and not be in there with people that have committed crimes. That's where I thought the shortfall was.
With less than 30 seconds left, what is it that you want to say to the people of Aurora?
I want to say to the people of Aurora, I truly believe that the city of Aurora is the best city in the state of Colorado. And if elected mayor, I would definitely work hard to make that happen.
Omar Montgomery, thank you so much.
Thank you for your time.
Appreciate you being here.
Appreciate it.
Back in a moment.
Oops.